Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are your nerd theorists, and tonight something a little different. You may know us for playing D&D on a regular basis, and Thomas being the DM, but tonight we are playing the Fallout role-playing game, and I shall DM it. Now, none of us have played this before. We've all played the game, so we know the lore, but we're going to give it a punt. So be patient. There will be lots of references to the book. We've spent the last hour finalising characters and trying to get our head around the rules. So hopefully it will work.
Handwritten character sheets.
Handwritten, character sheets and maps
I've got
and
PDF.
massive maps. So
You see, viewers, this is all Gaz's way of apologising to the Fallout community for trashing bottle caps on a recent
I was going to say, the burning question in the audience's minds is, are they going to be using bottle caps as currency?
Margarine tubs.
We will, yes. We will be using thousands of caps.
Do caps have weight? Sorry, I'm throwing you off. Sorry, man. First question as a player.
we will have a helium offset system where for every 100 caps that you get, you will receive one helium balloon, which will balance it out. No, shut up. They haven't got weight. Have they got weight in the game? They don't have weight in the game, do they? No. Ammo doesn't have weight.
Ammo doesn't.
Ammo doesn't have weight. Caps don't have weight. Everything else has weight. So, welcome to Fallout Omega. It is 257 years since the Great War. Today is April the 5th, 2334. It is 8 a.m. We start with Brandon. Harwood, was it?
Norwood. That's Brandon.
Norwood.
Initiate Brandon Norwood.
Brandon Norwood.
Service.
Brandon Norwood, an initiate in the Brotherhood of Steel. He was raised at Fort McNair in Washington, D.C. His parents were, although not field officers, they were part of the Brotherhood. He was raised as part of the Brotherhood. He knows no different. He is now an initiate and hoping to get out in the field. He has been transferred 2 weeks ago to Andrews Air Force Base, also in Washington, D.C., because he has been given his first field assignment. So we are starting at Andrews Air Force Base at 8 a.m, where Mr. Norwood is in the bunkhouse, and over the tannoy. Could all initiates and staff please come to briefing room 4? That is briefing room 4, all personnel.
Briefing room 4. Pen 4. Let's go. I can't wait to get on my first mission. And I'll head over to... I assume I know where briefing room 4 is.
You do know where briefing room 4 is. You've been at Andrews Air Force Base for a few weeks now. You're quite familiar with the Air Force Base. The reason that you are here and not at McNair is that the Brotherhood have been working on a new fleet of airships. Since the success of the Predwin that was sent to Boston, which was the only working airship that the Brotherhood owned at the time, they have spent much time and resources putting together a fleet of airships to cover the wastelands as quick as possible. One said airship is going to be taking off from Andrews Air Force Base imminently, and it is being captained by Elder Trinity Uleon, who is going to be your direct officer in command. And you are on the way to briefing room 4. On the way to briefing room 4, you hear a voice, a familiar voice behind you. Brandon, wait up.
Hello.
Wait up.
Oh, who's it?
And you see a childhood friend also raised as Brotherhood. And his name is Denny Burns.
Denny.
Denny Burns.
Morning. Denny.
A little bit older than you, considerably larger than you, He's a big lad, and he's got you out of more than a few scrapes over the years. Sort of acts like your big brother, although you can handle yourself.
Yeah.
Hey, bud. After briefing
Danny.
report,
I know we're shipping out. I think this could be the
Yeah.
morning.
Today's the day, man. Today's the day. I've heard good things. Do you know anything about your mission yet?
No, heading over to briefing now. We're testing out these new airships, are we?
That's the plan. Although I heard rumors of scouting parties, and I couldn't help noticing that it's a young crew. I mean, I don't think I've seen anyone here that isn't an initiate. 1 or 2 paladins, but it looks like it's all the new boys.
Fresh out of the academy. Like myself.
Yeah, absolutely. Anyway, bud, I gotta go. I'm probably up the front. Come here. And he grabs you and he pulls you into a hug.
Oh yeah, give him a big hug.
And you feel him slip something in your pocket.
Oh.
Slaps you on the back and he runs off.
Is that sort of brother? Oh. Okay. Good luck out there, Denny.
And he sort of turns around, running backwards, gives you a quick salute, and he's off down the corridor.
I'll make my way over to Elder Thirsty Lion.
Trinity Lion.
Trinity Lion. That's my handwriting.
Uleon.
That's a twister.
Uleon.
Or Uleon.
Elder Trinity Lion. Initiate Brandon Norwood at your service.
Okay, she can't hear you. There's hundreds of people in this room.
Right.
It's a massive. although it's labelled briefing room 4, and you know it is briefing room 4. It is basically a hangar. There are hundreds of you there. You look around, and like Denny said, it's a lot of young faces. You know, a lot of them.
Well,
not all of them.
That's awkward. I should have come around the corner. Saluting the elder like that.
Not all of them are from Fort McNair, but a lot of them are.
Yeah. So some familiar faces.
There's a lot of Brotherhood of Steel bases around the Washington area, and they seem to have. It seems to be a collective of young recruits. And at the far end of the hangar, the hangar doors are open. The daylight's pouring in. It's a bright sunny morning. There are several crates stacked up as a sort of makeshift stage, and you can see Elder Uleon stood on top of the boxes with her hands behind her back, head held high. She's not a particularly old, I'd say probably mid-40s, but a very striking, not pretty but handsome. She's well turned out. She's very clean. She's got short side parting, very greyish white hair, probably greyed before her time. You know her by reputation. She's kicked a lot of ass. She's only recently been made an elder, and yeah, here she is, and here you are. And more importantly, through the double doors of the hangar, you can see the airship Validus.
Nice.
A brand spanking new, shiny Brotherhood of Steel airship.
Well, would you look at that? Ain't that a mighty fine airship?
Everyone's sort of talking amongst themselves, and then Elder Uleon just goes, and the entire hangar goes silent. Just clearing her throat was enough. Everyone was looking at her, anticipation. Everyone was excited. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. I'm sure you're eager to know what you're doing and where you're going, and I'm here to tell you this glorious ship will be our home for the next 24, 48 hours before each and every one of you will be going out into your first field meeting. A few weeks ago, the scribes in Washington, D.C. came across some documents in a government facility. It talks about some future tech, which is an arm of Voltech, if you've not heard of them before. They were working on a terraformer, some sort of device, a GEC project, which I believe stands for Garden of Eden Creation Kit. We were intrigued by this, so we did a bit of digging, and it turns out the experiment was a failure. It didn't work. It didn't take into account the state the world would be in after a nuclear annihilation. But what we did come across, right at the very back of some hidden away filing cabinet, was details, or should I say vague details, on a thing called the Omega Project. Now, I'm afraid I'd like to tell you what the Omega Project is, but I don't know. We are hoping that it is some sort of savior for humanity. The fact that it was kept with the details of GEC suggests that Voltech were working on some way to bring back some sort of human civilization, some sort of environment that would be more hospitable than what we live in at the moment. All we know is that the project is called Omega, and it was being held in one of 5 different vaults. Now, because Voltech and the government didn't really see eye to eye, they wouldn't say exactly where. I think the fact that it was 5 different vaults listed suggests that they were sending us on a wild goose chase, but all we can do is look. So you people here are going to be our scouting parties. We will fly to a central location in the US, and then each of the scouting parties will be allocated a Vertibird, and you will fly to your destination, scout the area out, find the vault, search the vault, and if anybody finds Project Omega or any news of the GEC, you will come back to us, let us know, and we will send a full crew, paladins, and we will retrieve the technology. Now, I know this might seem like a bit of a child's mission, but we can't afford to send the resources of a full crew out to every single vault. You were our eyes and ears out there. Dismissed.
I imagine just some whooping and a hollering, so I'll be like, yeah! Woo!
Yeah. April the 6th, the following day. April the 6th, 23:34, 6 a.m. We are inside.
24.
We are inside the Robert J. Cross military facility in Illinois.
Oh.
It is a dilapidated mess. There is buzzing and the sound of metallic scrapes. And we see a Mr. Handy unit. A gloriously bright lime green Mr. Handy unit. This is Mr. Manley. Mr. Manley is a Mr. Handy unit that was basically caretaker for the facility. When the war started, the vast majority of personnel were shipped out, and Mr. Manley and a handful of others were left in the base to look after things. When the bombs fell, the base went into lockdown. Several of the entry tunnels collapsed, and unfortunately, what was left of the human crew perished. Mr. Manley has been alone in this base now for roughly 250 years. His electronic circuitry has become less than functional, and he now believes that he is the lone savior of the United States. He has promoted himself to the rank of soldier. He has riveted several canteen trays to his chassis to give himself what he thinks is armor plating. He couldn't find any army green paint. All he could do was find some nice lime green from one of the bathrooms, so he's painted himself in that. He has pinned a medal on himself that he found on one of the corpses of the soldiers.
Burned. Thoroughly earned.
Yes. And you are now patrolling, doing your daily patrols of the base to make sure there aren't any enemies. And you hear a squeak. And you stop. And you are silent. And then a rat crawls out from behind a storage container and starts crossing the corridor in front of you. What do you do?
Won't have rats contaminating the food supplies. I'll go to shoot it with the emitter.
Right, okay. Roll for attack.
You'll have to remind me. It's all new for us all. So that's rolling for an attack.
So you're rolling 2d20s, basically. The defense of the rat is 1. So you are using your energy weapon, aren't you? So you
energy
add
weapons, so that's
your perception score and your energy weapon score.
So that's an 11.
Okay, so then you roll your 2d20s and you've got
11 or under.
Try to 11 or under, yeah.
Sweet. On 2d20s.
You only need 1 success.
Well, good, because that's all I got.
There you go. Excellent. So you now roll for damage.
Cool. And damage, so that is the damage. That is 4 dice, correct?
4 dice, yep. So roll your 4 dice.
On the d6s, so that's 6, 2 5s, and a 4.
Nice.
Wow. So 6,
3 damage,
2,
3
5.
effects.
So that's 3 damage and 3 effects. Can you just roll 1d20 for me to get a hit location?
Yeah. An 11.
An 11, which is the front left leg. Well, it doesn't matter because you've just shot a rat with a laser gun from not very far away. Yeah, basically. There's a brief moment where there is a flash, and you see the full skeleton of the rat for a split second before everything just falls to ash on the floor. There's just a little pile of ash, and you just zoom up to it. A little trapdoor opens in your side. A small dustpan and brush comes out on 2 little claws. You sweep it up, tip it to a little ashtray within your main chassis. Everything shuts up, and you smugly continue on. You come to a T-junction in the corridor. You take a left and a second left, and you come into the dining area of the base, where you are greeted, sat at the table, by 2 soldiers. Sat at the table, waiting for their breakfast. You are, of course, not only the sole protector of the United States, you are also caretaker and butler of all of the crew. So it is your
Captain
job.
Armstrong, sir. We're ready for your breakfast as always.
Yes, thank you, Manley, thank you. Yes, I'll have the eggs today, please.
Right you are, sir. And
So
hover off to
the
cooking station.
to the oven to make cooking, and you shall using that. What should we say?
Serious Red Dwarf vibes about this right now.
And yeah, so I think as you're using an electric hob, we'll say science and intelligence.
Okay. So that's a total of 7.
7, rightio. And I'll give you a difficulty of 1 because you're only cooking eggs.
That's one's a 3 and one's an 18.
Excellent. So yes, you successfully fry some eggs, plop them on the.
Probably
plop
not
them on a
quality
plate.
anyway. Nobody's going to complain.
No,
it's great.
No, well, it's I say eggs. I mean, it's powdered eggs. You are, you know, 250 years into the end of the world. So you make your powdered eggs, You zoom over to the table, you plonk them down. Now, from an external point of view, what we are actually witnessing is 2 completely decimated skeletons wearing army uniforms. The human crew that were left here died a very, very long time ago. Mr. Manley, unfortunately, completely oblivious as far as he's concerned. He is still serving his base, and so he will continue to serve his base. Meanwhile, April the 6th, still 23:34, now 9:48. Where are we? Sorry, I've lost track of myself. Yes, 9:48. The following day, Brandon Norwood. I'm really going to need to write that down so I don't keep forgetting your name. When Dave said I'm Kevin, and I was like, "What's your surname?" He went, "I haven't got one." I thought, well, that's unimaginative. And now I'm at a point where his surnames are annoying because I can't remember them.
Yeah.
Brandon Norwood.
Just call me the Initiate.
The Initiate, yeah, or Rash, just to confuse everyone.
Yeah.
Norwood. Okay. Right. April the 6th, 23:34, 9:48 a.m. You are stood in a small room on the Valley des with a handful of other initiates. Not a great deal now. There's slowly as time has passed, Vertibirds have flown off in various different directions. You're roughly over Ohio. You've seen many teams leave and fly off in different destinations for different vaults to try and find the elusive Omega project. You are now in a room and you are beckoned by a elder scribe with a clipboard.
Elder.
And without saying a word, he just points over to a door, and then you see him walk off to talk to a few more people. As you walk through this door, you are faced with the back of 2 other initiates that you do know by name from being on the Validus, but you didn't know them before. They are Todd Pritchard. Who you know is an initiate, but also a qualified Vertibird pilot.
Nice.
And scribe Jessica Faraday.
Oh.
Who is roughly the same age as you, a newbie, but she's focusing on the scribe route. She's a very intelligent girl. The sort of lass that you imagine, if she wore glasses at some point, would take her glasses off, let her hair down, and you'd be like, wow, you're fit. But she's not, because she's dirty and she doesn't wear glasses and her hair's a bit of a mess because, you know, the apocalypse. And stood in front of them, facing your direction, in full glorious power armor, is a man that you know from...
Get me some of that one day.
Paladin MacLeod.
Paladin MacLeod.
There can be only one.
I went down the route of he's going to give me some great design tips for my outpost when I get down there.
Coming northward.
Paladin MacLeod, at your service. Where are we heading?
Okay, you're next up.
Where are you? Where are we being sent to, sir?
You're a chatty little one, aren't you?
I'm just so excited. I can't wait to get these boots on the ground. Get to exploring.
Pritchard, your vert's ready to rock and roll. It's on Loudon Bay 4. You will be heading to Illinois. Now, when the bombs, you don't need to take notes now, soldier. Pay attention.
Sorry, Jessica. This is your job. I don't know why I'm doing this here. You know.
When the bombs dropped, the Chinese were known for targeting major cities. This didn't happen in Illinois. Things were a little different. I'm not sure if you know the local area or the history of Illinois, but it was one of the largest producers of nuclear energy before the war, and therefore one of the largest research
fantastic.
facilities.
This sounds great. Are you sure this is where I'm to be stationed, sir?
And yes, it definitely is.
We've not got that mixed up. Okay, all right.
I did say Illinois, didn't I?
Illinois, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. You're throwing me then.
I'm
Just
just measuring the
all
fact
that- all that
you
rate-
it's across.
I'm on the wrong map.
All that radiation, it does not sound pleasant, sir.
It has been 257 years since the bombs dropped. Initiate. You will be fine. There's no more
Yeah,
radiation.
that's all right for you to see in their power armor, sir.
I have to say, Norwood, for someone that grew up in Washington, your accent is very
It's from the deep Washington.
the deep south of Washington.
Deepest DC.
You will be heading out to
My nanny, she was from the deep south.
yeah. Your aim for Project Omega is Vote 38. Now, we only know this vote exists
Get that down,
through
Jessica.
very redacted information from Voltec and the government. This was not a standard facility. This was not a public facility. Vote 38 was purely and simply for delegates, for high-ranking officers, and a lot of Voltec staff, mostly Voltec scientists. So we are hoping that this is the one. This could be the beginning of a wonderful career for you three.
What? That sounds important.
What we
You get
don't
all that-
know.
You get all that down, Jessica? You writing this down? Okay. Good.
Yeah, I'm writing it down, Brandon.
Good. Good. Oh, you from the south too?
I have the
great.
same nanny as you. We have the same nanny, Brandon.
Oh yeah, we did. Oh, fantastic.
Now shut your mouth. We got things to do.
Oh, sorry, Mister. Sorry, Paladin McLeod. You do continue there, sir.
Oh, thank you very much, Norwood. Like I say, when the bombs dropped, Chicago wasn't their main target. They actually targeted the Braidwood facility, which is a few miles south of Chicago. Now, obviously, Chicago was decimated, but not completely wiped off the map. So we are hoping there will be some information, a government building, or possibly a Voltec office that might give you at least a clue into the direction of Vote 38. We are aware.
Roger that, sir.
We are aware of numerous human settlements with around the Chicago area and the localized north. So that will be our destination.
Do we have a destination to set up a FOB, sir?
Not as yet, and that's the first useful thing you've said since you entered this office. We're going to take a low flight over Chicago itself. The aim is to head west and hopefully find a nice piece of open ground where we can land, set up a base, and off we go. And by we, I mean you.
Oh, was a royal we, was it, sir? Okay.
It was.
Right.
It would just be the three of you. Unfortunately, I'm the only paladin on this airship, so I've got other fish to fry.
Righto.
So
Well,
suit up.
we'll do you proud, sir.
Thank
Don't you worry.
And I'm sure I'll still be able to hear you from the other side of the country.
Oh, I bet you will.
Norwood, get suited up, get on your bird, and good luck.
Yes, sir. Okay. So fly over and pick in. Yeah. Okay.
No, you're not there.
Through the character, even in out of scene.
6th of April, 23:34, 11:32 a.m. We are flying over in a sort of cool drone shot over the small town of Roscoe, Illinois, where the River Rock runs in a snake-like formation. down to the west, and there is a park, which before the war was called Riverside Park. Should have remembered that. It's beside the river. It's in a natural S. So the park itself is completely surrounded on the north, west, and south by the River Rock, which is still a considerable river even after the lack of rain. It's still quite a deep, considerable river. It is a outstanding defensible location. All that needs to be done is to defend the east, which has been done by a ramshackle wooden metal mesh fence. There is a small shack. In the middle, there are farm plots. There are a couple of Brahmin mooching about, eating the grass. And by the main gate is a man in his, I'd say, late 50s, early 60s, wearing a long leather duster with a makeshift hide hood over his head, and a wooden leg, which appears to be made from an old chair leg, which has just been fashioned into a chair, into a leg up to the knee. He seems to be relatively able on it, like he's had it for a long time, and he's approaching the main gate. Kevin, hey, it's Limpy. You there? And from the shack, Kevin from IT emerges.
I don't emerge from the shack first to take a very close look out of the firing slit that points towards the fence. Make sure I know who it is. Check the surroundings first, and then once I know it seems okay, pop my head out and go, "Hey, Limpy man, what are you doing here?"
Yeah, you immediately recognise this man as Aaron Limpy Lemus. Aaron Lemus, called Limpy by his friends for obvious reasons. Yes, he is standing at your gate, waving a plastic carrier bag. I got some bits and bobs for you, man. I got some supplies. I got all sorts of things. I thought you might be interested.
Reach over, clip my gun onto my belt, sort of take a slow stroll out to him. You've not been by for a while. What have you found me?
Oh, I got, and he pulls his bag open and he's all excitable. You will know that Limpy Lemus isn't really a settlement kind of guy. He floats around collecting junk, trying to sell it. He's not the brightest. However, he occasionally comes across some gold, some right gold. So you're polite. There are a few bits of tech in your shack that you have got from him, and although they've not worked at the time, they've been easy fixes. Also for things like screws and wire and stuff that you use on a regular basis, he is quite handy. So he opens up his little carrier bag and he's fishing for it. Oh, I got a whole box of screws. It's not even been opened. Look, it's got the cellophane still on it. And I got a spool of wire, and I got a coffee pot. It's made of metal. I mean, I don't know. You might be able to find it. It might come in useful. And then I got this. It's a Pip-Boy, and he pulls out this massive thing, and for a split second your eyes widen. You've heard of Pip-Boys, but to get your hands on one, you're overly excited. And what he pulls out is a green matted wristband, one of those fuzzy ones that you see the tennis players wearing, but it's so old it's pretty much gone solid. And he's stuck what appears to be a post-it note on the front of it, and in very poor handwriting is written "Boy." on it. I found it. I found it at the Super Duper Mart. I think it's a genuine. You can have it for 200 caps.
Come here. Put my arm around him. Walk him back to it and say, look, man. Look, I know you've got the problem with the addiction, man, and I keep trying to give you something to get yourself off that, but
I
you
don't
don't seem to be
I,
listening, man.
I no, man, Kevin, I'm clean. I'm absolutely clean. And in the bottom of the bag, you can see all sorts of chems. You can see they're literally the whole list from the back of the book.
Yeah.
They're all in there. Some of them are already empty. You can tell by his eyes, he's absolutely out of his box.
First glance, what does the what do I appraise the contents of the value of the bag to be?
There is some decent stuff in there for scrap value. There isn't any decent working equipment in there, but for the parts that you need, if you were being kind, you'd offer him probably 10 caps, but you know he'll take less because he's desperate.
Yeah. No, listen, man. Look, Pip Boy's no good. Shut. Look, see, not for me, that man. But these, I'll take these. Times are hard though. Look, I give you 6.
What? 6.
You need the second hand, man. It's a 5 or 6. It's 6. 6. Yeah.
Yeah, Kevin, I can do 6. 6 is good. I can do 6. Yeah, okay, 6.
Hand him the 6 caps.
I think that is all. Yes. So while you're stood there, we'll do the nice drone shot slowly,
Zooming
fading away. And Mr. Manley.
Yes, sir.
6th of April. 6th of April, 23:34, 12:10 p.m. While continuing on your merry way around the base, doing your little jobs. And when I say base, we are talking about the main access corridor that would lead to the access hash to the real world. Is just a pile of rocks and rubble that collapsed years ago. So what you're left with in your base is one long corridor, a T-junction that leads in 2 separate directions. On the left is the living areas, the kitchens, the toilets,
common area.
Yeah. Which is fully functional and you have access to. Down the right is the military base proper. So there are rooms for repairs where you have managed to maintain yourself over the years. There are a certain amount of ammunition left in the armory. The laser emitter that you equipped yourself with because you, from the factory, you were a working
Mr.
handyman, and so the 10 mil and the laser emitter, but not much left. There's still a fair amount of ammo left that you've been working your way through, but the odd rad roach, over 250 years, it adds up. So you have been eating your way through it.
Fending off the invaders, one shot at a time.
And then a few other facility doors with various other bits of gubbins. There is a computer room which, now defunct, was functional for a good few months after the war started. So you were aware of the war because you were still getting readouts and whatnot. But as time passed on and the bombs started falling, connections were lost and everything. As far as you're concerned, you still watch these monitors and think that you're reading radar and all sorts. But deep down in your main circuitry, I think even you know that it's not actually happening. And at the far end of the right hand side corridor are 2 enormous blast doors, big, thick. You have tried to burn through them with your laser emitter. You have tried various different ways of prizing them open, and they are not budging. Until now.
Oh.
All of a sudden, there is a shrill alarm that you've never heard before. And a
Quickly looking at the
automated,
screens.
an automated red flashing light above the blast doors starts flashing, and a robotic voice starts pealing out throughout the entire facility. Intruder detected. Intruder detected.
Intruder!
Initiating self-defense mechanism. I repeat.
Thought you were going somewhere else then for a minute.
No, sorry.
Initiating self-defense mechanism. And
Oh,
the
yes,
blast
I'm on my
doors
way!
slowly creaking and squeaking their way, and dust is falling down, and they part ever so slowly. And for the first time in 250 odd years, you are faced with a huge open silo, and from the center, surrounded by railings and monitors which all of a sudden are pinging to life, and there's lights coming on, and from the middle, coming out of the ground, are banks and banks of small land-to-air missiles that are raising up out of the ground, and the cages around them are loosening and opening, and lights are flashing on, and hissings and whirrings as everything starts coming to life. And then a huge rumble, and clouds of dust and debris and dirt start falling down, and for the first time you look up and realize that the room that you've basically forgotten, it had been so long since you've been in here, since before the war, and you remember just how vast this room is, and the ceiling is 30-40 feet above you, where you've been so confined to small underground corridors. All of a sudden you're in this massive open expanse, and this dust is pouring down from the ceiling, and then there's all of a sudden a chink of absolutely blinding light as you realize that the roof itself is actually parting and opening, and 250 years of foliage and dirt and decaying animal corpses and all sorts of falling in and landing on top of the missiles that are starting to go up, and some of them are buckling and some of them are falling out of their frames, and still this voice continues in the background: self-defense activated, self-defense activated, intruder alert, intruder alert. And all of a sudden there's and one of these missiles shoots up through the hatch in the roof, and then followed by a second, followed by
That'll
a
show
third,
the commies off.
and then one that has been hit by a stump of a tree as it's come down, and the top's all buckled and the framework's buckled, and it starts jiggling, and it's firing, but it's not going anywhere.
Well,
And you
that
can
looks like
see
it needs repairs.
and this missile is rocking and trying its hardest to take off, but it isn't going anywhere. And you're next to it, and next to that is
it just like a bit of metal stopping it from launching, or
it's in a full metal frame. All of them are in full metal frames, and as they came out the ground and as they were ready to launch, the metal frames parted. This one is still in its frame, and it's stopping it from taking off. But next to this, where there are banks of 4 missiles, 3 of the missiles in this one bank have already taken off. But next to this bank is another bank and another bank and another bank that haven't been activated. And this one missile is ready to detonate, but not going anywhere.
it's going
What
to
you
blow
gonna do?
everything. Well, I have to get it out, or it's the entire base con. So, what I'm going to see is the mechanism for opening the cage up is repairable, or
Right. Right. So, make a If we're gonna say, what is it? It's science, but I'd say it's big guns.
So, not great, but yeah, probably.
No,
Yeah.
well, no. I'm gonna mix it up because I'm gonna say instead of doing big gun and endurance, I'm gonna say make a roll for big gun and perception.
Okay.
So add your
That's
big gun
better.
and your perception.
8.
Um,
Can I use an AP to get by an extra die, please?
You can, yeah, because this is gonna. Well, no, for working out if it's repairable, I'm going to say it's a difficulty 1 because all you're doing is really trying to gauge the situation.
This is just to checking the situation out.
Yeah.
Either way, I'm spending it.
Right. So you get three D20s.
3 D20s.
And you've
8.
8 or below.
No, 2. One of them is a nat 1.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
Success.
So you got 3. Then.
3. Yeah.
Yeah, 3
So you got
successes.
a 1, a 4, and a 17 was my rolls.
Oh, and I also
It's
should
a
say, if
success,
anybody rolls a nat 20, you do need to tell me because that will add a complication. That's a critical fail. So yeah, so you got 3, and you only need 1.
That
which
means I
means
get
you get
2
2
AP.
AP.
So
Yeah.
a
Nice.
net gain of 1.
Yes.
Awesome.
And yes, you, even with that success, you don't think it's fixable. This was just to tell if you could fix it. This is a military grade locking device. This is locking the thing in place. And what's happened is as the stump has fallen, it's hit something that has stopped it unlocking. It hasn't initiated its unlocking procedure. So this isn't a piece of metal that's just buckled around it.
It is.
This is a piece of solid steel framing that is locked with a magnetic lock device that is well
going
locked in.
nowhere.
Yeah.
So with this, the plan B is abandoning base, basically, if possible. Now it's opened up.
Right.
Because
Okay.
it is going to blow.
Yes.
So, and then obviously chain reactions. So, at which point then I'm shouting back down the corridors. I'm putting my hands up like I've actually got hands. I don't. I'll be putting one of my arms up like I do. I'll be like, Captain, sir, it's time to abandon base. And then look to see if there's actually any way out. Now that it's kind of opened up.
Well, you are. There isn't any other way out.
Other than up.
There are doors other than up. Now you do know you have the thruster.
Yeah.
But
I don't know if I can actually gain much altitude. I don't know.
No. However, there are structures around the outside of the room.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be possible to thrust
like hop
around various different things to try and make your way out. It's not going to be very easy, but it is possible.
Then that's the plan, because there's no way staying here is a good idea.
No. So I think you're gonna have to internally boost your thrusters.
Mm-hmm.
And you're also going to have to make some daring maneuvers. So I think we shall say an intelligence and agility roll.
Intelligence and agility. So as in two separate rolls?
No, it will be... sorry, not intelligence.
I was going to say that both...
Science.
Science and agility. So science to boost your own internal systems.
Gotcha.
Agility for making the maneuvers. So it'll be so science and agility.
10. It's all right.
But
50/50s. But,
Yeah, but with a difficulty of 2, because this is going to be quite tricky.
Righto. At which point then I will buy another die.
Okay, just the one.
Yeah, this is it. Isn't it? I was, yeah.
It costs 3 AP, doesn't it, to get
Yeah.
the second one?
Yeah, a total of 3 to get this.
Yeah, so it costs 1, then 2, then 3.
Yes, I did. Yeah, I'll buy the next one and knock off all 3 of my AP, which I have. No. There you go. So I've got 4 die.
4 die, aiming for 10 or under.
10 or unders.
And you need 2 successes.
Oh, it's a very short campaign. No. I got a 2, a 15, a 14, and a 17.
The 2's a critical. Is it? Is science a tag skill?
It's not.
Oh.
It's not.
It's not.
No. So you bob with your internal systems, and you do your utmost to boost your thruster, which lifts you double the height that you would normally be. You fly towards the far wall where you can see a selection of crates which lead up to a viewing gallery that has a jutting out what's the word?
Gantry platform.
Awning, balcony. Yeah.
With the attempt of making it slightly higher to the remnants of a side staircase, and therefore boosting you in a circle like the wheel of death on a motorbike.
Oh yeah.
And out. You make a good run at it. You make it onto the crates. You make it onto the awning. But the exertion of the thrust, the Mr. Handy thrust system recycles its own waste gases. It doesn't need refueling. It needs oil for maintenance, but the thruster itself doesn't need refueling. It has a system where it can use its own byproducts to refuel itself, but only if it's working at its normal rate, because you are forcing it to produce more thrust. As you leave the awning, heading for the remnants of the staircase balcony, you hear, and you just don't make it, and the metal that's jutting out, you just manage to get one claw.
Which I've only got one claw in it.
Dangling.
Yeah. Since we're really new on the rules at this point, luck points. If you have any, I don't know what your stats are.
I do
but
have
you
4
can,
luck points.
You can spend a luck point to re-roll a d20 from a test.
Oh wow!
Yes.
Yeah.
That would be
thought
handy.
I'd double check.
The more you know.
Well, yeah. Well, I may as well at this point, don't I?
You can only do it once. You can't re-roll the same dice. But you can use as many luck points as you like to re-roll as many of those dice as you roll.
If I can, then GM.
I will allow it.
Thank you.
You were in deep explanation, and I was like, hang on a minute, we don't know this rule.
Yes. Okay, I will re-roll one of them.
As he's hanging on to the.
As I'm holding
on to the gantry by
your perfect moment. Yeah.
It's a 13, so it's still a fail.
We are.
Still a fail. And at this point, the missile beneath you detonates, and in a chain reaction, the next one and the next one, and almost in slow motion, there is a huge explosion beneath you. But you are now 27, 28 feet above it, dangling without any resistance above you. And as the explosion happens, cloud wave shoots up and you are thrown clear through the gap. You will take 5 physical damage.
Ooh. Huh. Okay. Reduce me
And
down
I die.
to 4 hit points.
and you will disappear through the hole. And for now, that is the last we will see of Mr.
I
Manley.
am my own little projectile.
I am.
Meanwhile,
My
while this
thruster
is
worked
going on,
exceedingly.
while this is going on, a Vertibird with Todd Pritchard in the pilot seat and Scribe Jessica Faraday and Initiate Brandon Norwood are entering the remnants of Chicago, flying overhead in a large pass. And what you can see is that, in all intents and purposes, the majority of the city is still standing. It's a mess. Obviously, it's in disrepair. You can see off to the south clearly the crater where the bombs hit. The Braidwood facility is southwest of Chicago itself. Distance enough that the initial explosion didn't level the city. But obviously the fallout will have wiped out or mutated all life in the city at the time of the explosion. Now, you've seen detonation craters before. This one is significant. This is not only a 100 megaton nuclear warhead, this has set off a chain reaction. You know that not only was the Braidwood facility a huge nuclear generating facility for generating nuclear power for a lot of Illinois and the surrounding states, but it was also a research facility, which is why it was targeted, because a lot of the technology and the weaponry that was used in the war was designed here, and this is why it was targeted rather than targeting the city itself. So the crater is substantially larger than a standard crater, and you know full well that the fallout would have been just as significant. But enough time has passed now that you can see from the air the odd shack, the odd shanty town, a few small settlements. But what you're looking for is a substantial settlement, somewhere where you can get information, somewhere where you might be able to find someone. So you continue flying on.
Jessica, you keep those eyes peeled for a nice settlement to lay us down,
So
Todd. Keep us on this course.
Todd in the pilot seat is obviously scanning forward. You are on the right side of the Vertibird, manning one minigun.
Oh,
and
nice.
Jessica is on the left side, manning the other minigun. At such, you haven't seen anything worth gunning down. Possible raiders, but from this distance you can't tell. They could just be settlers. You haven't spotted any super mutants or anything that you would immediately gun down. But between the three of you, you're pretty much covering all bases. You can see quite well. You leave the boundaries of Chicago and you start flying west into more open land as settlements become fewer. In the distance, you can see the glistening of a river snaking through the wilderness. When all of a sudden, Todd shouts,
"Incoming!
Seats! Get down! Get in your seats, get your seatbelts on, we got a bogey!
Oh shit!
And before you know it, you see a missile shoot past you,
Oh.
right in front. I mean, nearly touching distance in front of you, followed by a second, and then there's the explosion as the third missile that left the Robert J. Cross facility smack bang into the front of your Vertibird.
We're going down. Mayday.
Massive amounts of static over your headset. You can't hear anything. The Vert starts spinning out of control.
God, get us down somewhere safe. Get us down somewhere safe.
although you know Todd's strapped into his seat at the front, you and Jessica haven't managed to get to your seats to get your seatbelts on. You're both clinging on to the mounted miniguns as best you can. The doors are open. You're being thrown about all over the place. You're spinning and you're falling to earth, and there isn't anything you can do about it.
Oh, Christ.
Meanwhile, Kevin from IT is standing on what would normally be his front porch with Limpy
sipping a
Lemus.
glass of blue milk.
Blue milk and urine
My
recycle,
Brahmin.
and discussing things. What's Limpy seen in the last few weeks since he was last in your vicinity? You're rooting through your bag of goodies that you've got out off of him when all of a sudden there is a huge explosion that you hear before you see, and you turn and you look up to see a Vertibird, a vehicle that you have seen ruins of and seen documentation of, but never seen one in the air. And it is spiraling out of control directly towards you and your shack. What do you do?
I got most things on me, but I do rush inside, grab Philomena the plant, leaving her behind. Multi-tool, sweep as much as I can of the meds and chems into the fresh bag of goodies and leg it. And then as I get back, I'm like, oh, Limpy,
Right.
man, run!
Make a athletics strength check for me,
Oh,
please.
Great. That's a okay.
You're asking an IT man to do an athletic strength check.
Well, let's.
There is a large plane hurtling towards him, and he's just running to his shack and trying to grab all his belongings. So this is gonna be,
just sweeping it like supermarket sweeping into a bag and grabbing my plant. That's what I'm doing right now.
All right. No, we'll say it's a difficulty 1, but I still want a test.
6. Okay, right. I will. I'll spend an AP. Because I'm gonna need 3 die. Hang on. Mark you down to 1. And yes. 20, 18, 3.
Wow, a 20.
But the 20 is not so good. But I got my pass as well.
You got your pass, but you got your pass, but you got a complication.
Poor Limpy.
I like how you're sliding that in there.
Yeah.
Throwing Limpy under the bus, so
Damn right.
under the Vertibird.
You slow me down, Limpy.
Right. Yes, you managed to grab all of the belongings that you wanted.
Okay.
And you managed to get out of the shack in time and get enough distance away from the shack to not die, basically, as the Vertibird plummets and hits the shack and explodes. But as you grab all your chems, the needle cover on one of them falls off and goes straight into the palm of your hand. And you will lose 2 luck points. And you are classed as stunned for the next hour.
I've been keeping a moderate buzz for the past 15 years, man. It's fine.
You managed to clear the shack and the explosion in time as the Vertibird plummets into your shack. Limpy, unfortunately, with his wooden leg, trying to fend for himself, wasn't as lucky, and he is caught in the blast, but he isn't at ground zero. He does manage to stumble away from the shack. I mean, he's thrown clear, but his wooden leg snaps, and he takes quite a tumble. He's battered, he's bruised, but he's the walking wounded. He's not walking because he's now got one leg. But yeah, he's a bit beaten up, but he's okay. And he sort of sits up, reaches in his pocket, pulls out a hit of something, and just stabs it straight into his heart. He doesn't even muck about trying to find a vein. He just. So yes, there we have it. There.
I will immediately check on Philomena, and make sure that she's okay. Tidy up any soil that may have spilled from her pot, and then stash her somewhere safe.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So yes, so we have now a scene of destruction. We have a badly damaged, singed robot laying in the grass.
The robot landed as well.
Probably no further than 100 yards from the main boundary gate of your shack.
All right.
We
So
have
I've landed
some-
nearby as well. Okay.
Yes, well, the military base was in the woods, not very far, like the other side of the road from his base. He was completely
Hang on a
unaware.
minute.
It was.
Jesus, right? Okay.
You are. I don't know whether you can see
I'm
this,
looking
but
at it from the first time you told me.
So this is Roscoe, Illinois, and this is the Rock River.
Always seen as a white sheet.
Yeah. Get
Oh,
closer.
no.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, you've got it. Come closer. Come closer. Closer.
I think it's the light. Hang on.
Oh, that's it.
That's it. When you get close, it focuses on that, not you.
Right. So this is the Rock River.
I'm in Riverside Park.
And this is Riverside Park. So this is what I talk about it defensible. Your boundary gate is there.
Yeah.
And then over here is now wasteland and whatnot. But on this road was the entrance to the facility, which when the bombs went off was completely decimated. The underground base itself survived. And just in those...
That's out in the fields.
In those fields is where the opening door to the silo is. So completely unaware, you two have been living next to each other for
his life.
You Kevin only built this base a few years ago, but yeah. So yes, we have a singed and badly damaged robot laying in the grass next to a park which is now mostly on fire with the remnants of a Vertibird and a decimated shack.
All right, then, as the only person who currently looks unscathed, but is a little bit stoned. Fuck, man, Jesus, what? Take a look around, assess the scene. Does the Vertibird look like there's anyone in it for me to attempt to save?
Am I conscious?
The back end of the Vertibird is beaten and buckled but intact. The front of the Vertibird and the pilot's cockpit is what hit the ground, and that is completely caved in on itself. Brandon, you have taken fucking hell, that was
you're dead.
Right, no, you
might be.
You've only taken 4 damage.
Yep.
But
that's a lot. That's half my health.
All right. But you've broken your left leg.
Oh Lord.
Which will reduce.
Oh Christ.
Your,
yeah.
Which
fuck.
will reduce your.
God, I've had bit of landings. Oh fuck.
Which will reduce your movement distance by half in any combat scenarios.
Okay. I don't know where I'm at that down.
Todd is dead.
Faraday, you there? I can't see Todd. The cockpit's all gone.
Todd is fucking dead. Well, fucking dead.
This is
Slap to the
Splatter.
face.
Oh, Jessica's.
Jessica, you there?
Oh, Jessica's fucked.
She's got a gantry
Jessica.
through her chest.
Yeah, Jessica's in a bad way. Jessica is bleeding from several wounds, including a nasty gash to the head. She's clearly got an arm that's broken in several places. It's all buckled underneath her, and she is unconscious.
Oh, Jessica, you're oh shit, you're unconscious. Your arm looks pretty messed up there. Hello,
I'm gonna
is there any out
shout to
there?
Limpy and see if Limpy man, are you okay?
Apart from Kevin's little jab in the hand with his needle, Kevin is unscathed.
Mm-hmm.
Is there on the said Vertibird? Oh well, it's a silly question because all the communication stuff I imagine is in the cockpit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So oh, go on. Sorry.
I was gonna say, can I try and shuffle my way out and try and pull Jessica's corpse just out of the Vertibird? Not
No,
like
Jessica's not dead. Jessica's
yeah. No, sorry.
bleeding.
Sorry. When I say corpse, I just mean her unconscious body. It was.
Oh right. Wow.
It's a fine line.
There's a moral. There's a moral,
real moral line
there somewhere. What I will say is, Brandon, when Denny put his hand in your pocket, when he was giving you a hug, he did slip you a cigar and a stim pack. Also, I forgot to mention that you weren't sent off. I forgot to mention that when you were sent off on your mission, you were given a Brotherhood of Steel mission pack, which contained a stim pack, 20 caps, 2 pure water, and 1 Radaway.
Oh, nice. So 20 caps, stim pack, Radaway, and 2 pure water.
And 2 pure water.
It's a nice pack, isn't it? Well,
so you've got
Sorry, I was just saying that Mr. Manley's just be lying there, just going, mission successful. I'll try and start repairing my thrusters with because all the refueling's sputtered out. So I'm going to try and repair that so I can get mobile again.
Now, here's a question: how do I?
Well,
does a
I'll
stim
just do
pack?
that as a given because you've done this for years, so we won't roll a test. So you do have a robot repair kit on you, which is basically a robot stim pack. What were you saying, Rash? I'm just looking
Does a
up
stim pack fix a broken leg?
I think if you jab it directly into that leg, hang on, bear with me. Survival, staying alive.
Well, first things first, I best light this fucker, and I'll find a bit of fire on the Vertibird and toast spark up this cigar. I'll let this go to waste.
Right, make a medical and endurance test for me.
Medical and endurance test. Okay. It's 2D20, isn't it? What's the difficulty?
1.
I mean,
1.
Oh,
I'll just go with it. 2 then. Oh, well, I've not passed it. It's a 14 and a 15. I'll spend a look. I'll spend a look and re-roll on them.
It was just you don't smoke. It was just to see what the cigar does to you.
Oh right, sorry, I won't spend a look. I didn't realise what was before.
Yeah, you take
while
one
he's
puff
trying to smoke,
and you immediately you've just survived a massive crash.
Why did you give me this cigar?
And
I don't smoke.
You immediately vomit.
I'm sorry, Jessica. We'll clean it up. We'll clean it up.
While he's hearing the choking inside, I might make my mind up that I'm going to go and try and get the back door open, grab my multi-tool, and see if I can open up the back of the Vertibird.
I'll jab.
No, you don't need to open it because the side doors were both open because they were both manual.
So I now know he's alive, right?
So yeah, so they can get out.
Can I stab Jessica's arm with a stim pack? In my medical training, do I think that'll help?
I'm just trying to find out where I should have put a bookmark in. Where the hell do you find out about medicine?
33, because that is one of my things. So I've been looking into it.
Oh, injuries.
So yeah, so basically, while he's all panicking inside and he's choking, I've rushed to the door, seen 2 people, and I'm going to start getting the one with the broken leg out first before looking at the more severe one.
As I see a stranger, I was
right
like, "You friend or foe? You friend or foe?" And I'll get out, go for my laser rifle.
Reach for my gun and say, "I'm friend right now, but you point that at me and you'll find out I'm foe."
You gotta get me and my comrade. Colleague. It's not a colleague. It's not a comrade.
At which point, I'm wanting to actually stealth up on this group.
Right. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah. Make a sneak.
Stealth
my
plus
squad member
agility,
here.
is it?
Get us out. Get us
Sneak
safety.
plus agility, is it?
Sneak and agility. Yeah.
Okay. It's 11.
And bearing in mind that they are very shaken
Occupied.
up and standing next to a very loud burning Vertibird that's still humming away, I'll just make it a difficulty of 1.
Sweet. It's not that I've got any AP to spend anymore. I've spent it all. That is a pass, an 8 and a 19.
Right. Excellent.
Does Limpy see him moving?
He's probably high as kite.
No, yeah.
Maybe at this point, in fairness, through the heart.
Him directly into his heart. He's laid out flat
As,
on his back.
as I sneak up to them, I just then want to shout, "Communists, have at you!" And then I'll throw a clove of garlic at them.
Fair enough.
The vampire I am, I will risk.
Who are you throwing the garlic at?
The one standing and not as injured as the others.
Oh, me.
Oh,
Right.
so
Yes.
Kevin.
Kevin.
Right. So make a throwing and agility test.
Okay. That's 2 passes. I got a 5 and a 10.
Excellent.
So yeah,
Yes.
as a 10 total. I need.
So
I get an AP?
not only do you bounce a clove of garlic off his forehead, you also get an AP.
Yeah.
Kevin, not only have you just survived the most amazing thing you've ever seen, a Mr. Handy painted neon green with 2 canteen trays welded to either side of its chassis has just thrown a clove of garlic at you.
Does it in any way hurt me?
No, not at all. But because that you did jab yourself in the hand with an unknown chem, you are now wondering if you're having some mad fucking hallucination. I mean, the Vertibird crash was one thing, but this is just fucking
What the fuck, man? Do you see that as well?
That should slow them down.
Back round to me.
That there looks like I think a Mr. Gutsy.
This is a mist or something, but it's throwing fucking condiments, man. I'm just gonna take a look at his colleague, and if she's still alive, I'm going to attempt to stabilize the dying.
Right, excellent. Yes, so that is a intelligence and medicine test.
Yes,
equal to the number of injuries the patient has, which is 2.
Okay. So that would be intelligence and medicine, which I have got a tag and 3 in. So that is 12 still under. I'm just going to roll the 2. If she survives, she survives. Oh, would you look at that? An 11 and an 8.
So is that 2 passes?
Yeah.
Oh, bloody hell. Right.
I've got a 3 in medicine, and I've got an intelligence of 9.
Oh, your medicines are tagged as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that's is that a critical then?
No, I have to roll 3 or 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. So you do stabilize her. She is still in a bad way. Obviously. And the arm is still badly broken, and she does need proper medical attention. Stim packs just aren't going to cut it, but she isn't going to die.
That's the crucial thing right now, because I want to find out who the fuck you guys are.
She does slowly open her eyes to see IT hippie, the initiate that she knows, and a angry lime green robot.
Hey there, princess. Thought we lost you there for a moment.
These seem to be having no effect. As we getting another garlic out.
And while you're all tending to another piece of garlic just flies in between the three of you. By this point, nothing surprises you anymore. It's been a very
I'm
weird
gonna turn back around to Soldier Boy with broken legs. Hey man, you get yourself out of there?
I don't know. Can you help me with my leg?
I think I'm gonna have
pretty
to see the
messed
robot
up.
first, man. Because if I don't fucking see the robot and know that shit's real, then I
He's
don't
real.
fucking know.
I think he's throwing garlic at you. I can't tell.
It's well documented that communists have a severe allergic reaction to garlic and direct sunlight.
It's fucking vampires, man.
I'd not heard that, but
the robot
maybe.
looks damaged, right?
Sorry?
The robot appears damaged to me.
The robot is beaten up, yeah.
Then I am going to walk out there, ignoring his garlic, and attempt to fix the robot.
Right, okie dokie. So that will be a repair and intelligence test.
It will.
And considering that you have never actually worked on a Mr. Handy before, but you have read documentation on them, this one has been alone for 250 years.
Too long.
And it isn't just the physical.
The mental healing.
I'm not going after the circuitry. I'm literally looking to make sure it's mechanically functional.
What I'll say is that for one victory pass, you will repair his physical form. But if you get 2, you will go some way to repairing his circuitry.
Oh,
Man, you're on that way.
I shall.
He sounds fine to me. That's just how Mr. Handies are.
Myself a dice. So repair and intelligence. I've got a tag in this one. Again, I'm on 12s.
Okay, so what's your score in repair? What's your rank? 3. So anything between 3 and 1. So 1, 2, and 3 will be a critical.
And he's repairing. I'm just rubbing a bit of garlic on his forehead while he's doing it. Right? Just gently, just see if there's a reaction. Right?
Yeah, I'm starting to cry a little bit.
It's working.
Rub harder. Yeah. Right. Okay, so that is a 1, a 2, and a 19.
Wow, 2 critical successes.
2
critical successes.
Yes, so not only do you manage
do I
to spend
get
a bit
4
of time,
AP back to that?
2 AP. It's 2 different.
2 AP.
It's over. Yeah.
Yeah, because there was two set difficulties.
Cool.
So yes, you managed to Christ. Well, for that you back up to full HP. Tom, for that, he is a very clever little bunny when it comes to repairs, and with that score, he's read a lot of. Over the years, he's found a lot. Mr. Andy's were everywhere, so he's found many different instruction booklets and whatnot. He knows how you work, and not only does he repair you amazingly, where there was a considerable gash in the top of your armor metalwork, and some wires were poking out. 2 of them were completely split. He just wraps them around each other, sticks a bit of insulating tape on, and pokes it back in.
Always good.
And although you are still batshit, you no longer think that these humans are communists.
You seem to have passed my communism test.
Your main protocol for human protection kicks in.
My goodness, you all seem to dire need of repairs.
I could definitely use some
What's your
repair
name?
on my leg.
Over, Mr. Manley, sir, serving the United States Army for 250 years.
Well, Manley, there's some soldiers in there who need your help.
I'll go straight into medical mode.
And I am going to go for a slash because I'm thirsty. Right back.
Yeah, while that's going on, because I have attempted to try and fix my leg.
Yeah, you've got 2 stim packs. So,
Well, I'm ignoring the conscious one because medical protocol is always go for the one who's unconscious first.
well, Jessica's now.
Oh,
awake.
she is now conscious.
Yeah,
waking up, isn't she?
But he's
thanks,
able to
Evans.
sort himself out.
Yeah, he's. Which she's.
She's
There
in
isn't
clearly
really-
worse state.
She is. Oh, I didn't jot. I just need to jot. that
Because
down.
my medicine is a tagged skill.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Oh. Get to work on my leg.
Get in line.
Yeah, because she's currently on 2 HP.
Whoa.
Yes, she needs
So
patching.
although she is stabilized, she does need patching. So yeah, so it is a.
I don't actually have
medicine-
any medical kits as such for working on.
No, that's
fleshy
fine
people.
because you've got medicine as a skill. You can attempt to heal someone without
Sweet.
impacts. So it's a medicine and intelligence roll.
Okay.
And its difficulty is based on her
Still only
wounds,
a
which
9.
is skill 2. Yeah, and you
Skill
need
2.
2.
All right. Well,
there we go.
I don't have any AP to spend. Oh no, I do. I've got 1 left, so I'll spend my 1 AP that I've just gained back from throwing garlic to help. Use those ones. My brightest green dice that I've got.
Appropriate.
Yes, because it's a tagged skill, so I've got extra chance. Oh, that's a 1 and a 14 and a 13, but I'll use another luck point.
Doesn't your 1 count as 2 successes?
No, one's.
Oh
one's
no,
a
it does,
crit-
doesn't it?
That's 2
That's
successes,
right,
Yeah,
it does.
that's a
Ignore me.
critical success. So that's both of them.
I'll not do that.
Getting there slowly.
Bear
Yes.
with me. So another penalty to their injuries. An injury treated at the first stage is not fully healed. It has merely been patched up, so it is no longer imposed a penalty.
You just want to get to a point where
Right,
she's
okay.
not dying.
So, yeah, so you can't fully repair it. It just doesn't impair her anymore. Recovery from injury takes time. Right, so yeah, so she will still need medical attention regardless of what you do.
Sure.
But because the wound is patched but not cured, I will allow you to roll a d6 and heal her for the HP of what you roll.
Ooh, 5.
Oh, excellent. So Jessica is now up to 7 HP.
Sweet.
So she is, she's able to move. Limpy, where did I put Limpy's?
Sort himself.
Probably having a hard sack at this point as the meds have finally kicked in.
Yeah. I'll copy that onto there, so that's all on one piece of paper. So yeah, Limpy's all right. Limpy was on 9 anyway, but he has got a broken stump, so he's struggling.
Poor
So
stump.
both of them will need medical attention. But they are alive. You have saved them. And Jessica coming round now, and the colour is starting to come back to her cheeks, and she is looking still fucked, but not terminally fucked. She looks up at you, Rash, and she said, Brandon, before we get off, underneath my seat, the armory box. Don't forget the armory box.
Okay, I'm on it. I'll get it. I need to get. I'm sorry to break this to you, Jessica, but we lost Todd in that crash. I need to get his tags.
Todd was my ex. He had it coming.
Oh.
I gotta
Yeah.
be straight. I gotta be straight with you, Brandon. Todd was Todd's demise was written in the script. There was nothing we could do.
It's an awful shame, but yeah, fate's a
And she already
Fate
logged it in the book.
fate
She
waits
just
for
filled
no
in the
man.
details.
Yeah.
I'm filling out your book here for you, Jessica. You dropped it in the
I
crash.
made his name up. I made his name up on the spot. I knew he was gonna die. I wasn't even gonna name him, but I know you like to write things down, so I called him.
I've got his name right here. Deceased. It said he's got
It's a
2
very
children.
weird insight where all of a sudden the injured woman becomes the avatar of the DM.
Yeah, sorry. I'll go grab the box.
Armory box.
Yeah, the armory box, and I will look for his tags because I feel like that's what Brotherhood does.
Todd was doomed. Todd was doomed from the beginning, but Jessica and Limpy have both got character sheets, and they both could have died.
Yeah.
And
There we go.
if you had left her unconscious, you would not have found the armory box because no amount of searching would have found it. It's only information from her. So that was well played.
Bonus. There we are. You see, always stabilize the critical, and then see what you can do.
And while I go to grab this armory box, what are the conditions of the miniguns on the sides? That's the real burning question.
The conditions of the miniguns are, as far as you know, just from looking at them, they seem to be okay. However, they are bolted to the floor, and they are powered by the internal Vertibird power system. So even if you could find a way of getting them off, they wouldn't work without some considerable modifications.
Some juice, yeah, man.
And you have got 2 people here that need relatively immediate medical attention.
Is this thing in danger of blowing up?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I'll hold over. I'll grab the box and the tags and get the hell out of Dodge.
I'm just going to stagger around in a stoned fashion, just looking at the ruins of my shack. Is there anything else left?
Of your shack? No.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't. It was quite a shanty shack anyway. It was mostly wood. And
only on the outside. Inside, it was, Trader
well,
Post Tech Central.
Yes, but it had a 12-ton aircraft land pretty much on top of it. Unfortunately,
A life's work, man. You build yourself a corner of the world. You have people come to you for the good shit. You stay out of trouble. This fucking shit happens. What'd you do this for?
I
stagger off muttering and sit a good distance away.
I will allow you to write a list of not now, but I'll allow you to write a list of write a list of 20 items that you know were in that shack that you would have tried to grab.
And we'll see what I got.
Hang on.
Or do you want to make it simple and I'll just roll a couple of times on the random chem table?
Okay, so yeah. So write a list of 20.
Right.
And you can choose 6 of them.
Okay.
So out of the 20 things that you can remember that were in that shack, we'll say that you grabbed 6 of them. And if it's a chem, I will allow 3 doses. So if you choose 1 chem, you'll get 3 doses of that chem.
Okay.
Your ammo will have been on your person anyway because it's weightless, and your caps will have been on your person anyway. But yeah, anything else? 6 individual items, but if it's a chem, you're allowed 3 doses of it.
All right, that's cool. I can work with that. I'll
Right,
get
so
that
you
written down
all
for later.
move away from the ruins of the Vertibird.
Yeah. I'll
and
jab
as you-
myself. I'll jab myself. What's the stim pack do? Is
Just hit point recovery.
it just hit point recovery? I'm down 4. I still need to
Well, I
tackle
mean,
my leg.
I'll take a look at you, man. Don't worry. Just
Oh,
you know,
okay, yeah. You take a look at me, please.
are we in
yeah,
a safe location?
with his medical training and Mr. Manley's medical training, both of them can heal your wound. Well, not
Oh,
heal
nice.
your wound, but patch it up.
Three said
we
it
can
doesn't
treat
cost.
an injury, can't we?
So you've got a broken leg, which at the moment means that your movement is a major action in combat, and you can't take the sprint move. And also, there will be added 1 difficulty for any agility test or anything like that. They can patch that wound up, which means that it won't be detrimental, so you won't have any of those effects. However, the wound, until you get proper medical attention, the wound is still there.
Yeah.
And
We'll splint it. Yeah.
any attacks that are made on you,
Hit.
if they roll an effect, it reopens that wound.
If it hits the leg.
If it hits, if it hits
Which
the leg.
which leg is it?
It's your right leg.
Right leg.
Better than the wrong one, I suppose. I can't believe you actually laughed at that.
It was so bad. It was.
I know, that's the point.
We're all of the age where dad jokes are premium.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Premium,
The finest comedic material. Right.
Right, and then also, not only can he treat the injury, an intelligent medicine test will heal a number of HP equal to your rank in the medicine skill.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So they could heal me between them.
One to heal, one to treat the injury, I guess. What's your
so
what's
I'd
your
say
skills?
I got skills.
Well, I'll say that between them, they can bring you back up to full HP without having to use a stim pack, because the stim packs are for when you're in combat. Really, you can't use the medical skill in combat. So as we do have 2 medical people on the party, I'll say that they can patch you up to full HP, but your broken leg is just it is patched up. It is still broken, but it isn't protruding anymore. It's splinted. You can.
You want us to roll for it, or are we just
on
having it?
No, we'll just say you can, because you could just continue rolling until you got it.
Fair enough at that point. There's always a risk of complications, though.
You can walk, but Jessica and Limpy can't. And all 3 of you will need medical attention. Now,
Where's the nearest? Sorry, I didn't catch your name.
Hey, man. It's Kevin.
Brandon. This here is
Brandon.
Jessica. Our deceased friend there was her ex called Todd.
Well,
fuck Todd.
Fuck
no
Todd.
one cares about Todd.
And you, Mr. Gutsy, are
Mr. Manley, sir.
Mr. Manley. It's a
and that
pleasure.
there Limpy fella down there is just called Limpy.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Ignore him. He's high.
I think I'll also be called Limpy.
Yeah, Limpy and Limpy the cripple.
Limpy's just laying on his back like that, and he's got his arms stretched out into the air, and he's just going, I'm gonna catch Kevin, I'm gonna catch all the stars, Kevin. I'll catch all the stars.
All those stars.
I'll catch all them stars, Kevin. I'm gonna bring them to you, Kevin. I'm gonna put them in a pot, and I'm gonna bring them to you, Kevin. I'm gonna sell them to you for 100 caps. I like foxes. And then he goes to sleep.
All right. Do we just leave Limpy here, or?
No, man. He's coming with. He's well-meaning. Now listen. Right.
Yeah. If you leave Limpy,
you guys might not.
Die.
Yeah.
Where's
you
the
guys
nearest?
don't know the area too well around here, but that kind of explosion's gonna have people down here pretty sharpish. We won't move now.
Right.
We could do with some proper medical attention.
Yeah.
Where to
I
get
could
it?
have given you that in the house, but let's Two Brahmin over there. Let's get them.
Mr. Manley is completely oblivious of everything. He hasn't seen the outside world in over 250 years.
Yeah. We're just going to call Raiders
although
communists for him.
you did fly over, you only saw really Chicago, and that is a fair distance away. And then you were hit by missiles, so it was all a bit of a blur. Kevin, on the other hand, you know Roscoe like the back of your hand because you've lived here for a few years, and you know that there are 2 medical facilities and a doctor's surgery and a dentist surgery all in Roscoe. You also know that you emptied the fucking places years ago, and anything within walking distance was in your shack, basically. Now, the closest
come to me now.
Closest proper settlement where you know you'll be able to get medical attention, although you've never been there yourself.
Rockford.
You have been trading long enough with various different peoples to know that in Rockford there is a substantial human settlement. To the south. You know that from where you are, you can either follow the Rock River, which will take you bang into the middle of Rockford, or you can take Route 251.
The old 251.
Slightly to the east of Riverside Park, and that also will take you. Both of them probably distance-wise. The Route 251 does go slightly out towards Chicago before coming back in, and the Rock River also does wiggly.
Meanders, yeah. It's a
so
fucking shame, man, because I had my inflatable boat in the shack. Could have sailed on out of here.
While you're stood there debating this, the Vertibird goes up. There is a strong lingering smell of garlic as the many cloves are roasted, and pieces of Todd start falling down around you.
Hey man, you get your food where you can.
Yeah.
The strong sun should hold the commies at bay.
And you have the Brotherhood of Steel standard issue armory box in your possession.
Oh yeah, what's in it?
Let's
open her up.
It is
a
large metal flight case containing a 10mm pistol, a snub nose Magnum 44.
Whoa.
Good shit.
30 rounds of 10mm ammo, and unfortunately a damaged box of 44 Magnums that was damaged in the flight, and only 2 rounds are still viable. But the gun itself is functional, and 2 hand grenades.
Oh, nice. Well, does Jessica already have some weapons on her?
Jessica, yeah, she's got the standard issue laser pistol. She didn't put an unnecessary stock on hers, like some people. I like to keep it small, Brandon. I like it fits in my purse.
Well, I've got my laser rifle here. What about either you two make use of these 2 weapons? I'll take these hand grenades. I've had a bit of experience with explosives.
I walk over to my Brahmin that I use when I'm going trading, and he's loaded up because I've not long since got back. And I sort through stuff, and although I've got me 38 ammo on me and me flares, I do like heft a missile. I'm like, I got 4 of these. You got a way of firing them?
I don't. I don't. I could maybe
Shame.
throw them. I don't think that'll do anything.
We'll just stow it back next to the saddle. Next to there's two on either side. Just great big fuck off missiles. Just
Can you use this Magnum or this 10mm?
Alright, I mean it's small enough, yeah. Let's take one of those. Passes a 10 mil.
What
Actually, hang
about
on,
you,
no.
Mr. Manley? Can you shoot this thing? You got any?
You'll find that Mr. Gutses come well equipped to defend American soil well enough, thank you.
All right, well, I'll keep a hold of the.
From behind you on the grass, you just hear this little voice go, "I'd like a gun."
I'm not giving you shit.
You pipe down, Limpy.
Like a shit. And he goes back to sleep.
I'm gonna hoist him on the Brahmin, sort of strap him down. So the hands on the saddle, legs strapped into the stirrup so he can't fall off.
As you throw him over the Brahmin and he's got his back to you and he's got his body there and his legs, you notice that there's a substantial hole in the back of his trousers and his nutsack is just dangling, just hanging free.
Give it a flick.
You just do this little.
Well, I'll be. Fuck me, man. He's high as a kite. Right. So am I. Hey, let's go that way.
We taking the
Yeah.
road?
Hey,
So, yeah,
we can take
what's
the
the-
road,
what's the
man.
plan?
It's more direct, but the river's quieter. We'll see less people. How badly do we need to get the medicine?
Judging by my leg and her arm, I'd say pretty badly.
Well, we head on down into town down the 251. We go past the old TJ Maxx, the interchange there, and see what we can find.
Righto, let's
That's
head
as far as
out.
I've been to the south.
And you say this Rockford place. How many people are there? They friendly?
Trade with you, but
How would they
Don't
take too
piss 'em
kindly
off.
to a couple of Brotherhood of Steel initiates rolling on through?
Ain't seen none of your type around here for a very long time.
As far as you know, Kevin, like I say, you've never
Mm.
been there, but you spoke to
Yeah.
enough people. You from the people you've seen coming in and out and trading, it's a mishmash. There's ghouls living there, so it's unlikely that they're going to be bothered about a Brotherhood of Steel. Money's money, caps are
Yeah.
caps. It's yeah.
No sense hiding your gear, man. Let's just go on in.
It is.
All
It
right.
is. It is. What? Yeah, I mean, it's not a market town because that's medieval England, but it's the futuristic
little
post-apocalyptic
barter hub, yeah.
version
Yeah.
of a market town. It is a trading hub, as far as you know. So you're heading down the 251 from Riverside Park, and things
Little
are
251.
things are relatively quiet. As you start heading south, it's quite slow going. Obviously, you've got two Brahmin.
And we must
Each
keep an
with-
eye out for my superior officers. Hopefully they made it out alive.
Yes.
Hey, man, whoa, where did you come from? Did you fall out of this thing too?
By no means. Certainly came out of military base not far from here. Will you come as reinforcements?
Yes, you were, weren't you? You were coming as reinforcements, Brandon.
Well,
You
Not
return to
exactly.
American shores.
not in those exact words. We were on a mission,
Hey,
but
man, hey,
that was not it.
this base of yours, does it have medical facilities?
It did have basic medical facilities, yes, sir.
Now, I'm gonna ask this, knowing that perhaps your circuits are scrambled and your mind is fucked. But it wasn't all garlic, right?
By no means, sir.
There-
We have the finest in U.S. equipment at our disposal.
You happen to know where the front door to your place is?
But the entryway has been closed off for some few hundred years now.
Ah, shit. How did you get out?
By sheer ingenuity and and unexpected propellant.
Did you fuck something up?
He's a rocket man.
No, I'm just looking. He's
No
flown.
means did I break anything. I maintain things on that base to an excellent standard.
By your description, he's flown about 600 meters through the air.
He a bit of artistic license there, because the Robert J. Cross military facility is based around the Robert J. Cross Park, which is probably 2 miles north of Riverside Park. So there was a little bit of artistic license there. So he didn't travel that far. He flew out of a hole and landed relatively.
Yeah, I was just thinking, are we
relatively-
going to see like a big fire close by that we should probably investigate as well?
You can see black smoke billowing, but the facility itself was underground. The missiles decimated it. What was around the opening of the silo collapsed inwards, extinguishing the majority of the fire, and there just isn't anything left. And even if there was, you wouldn't be able to get down there anyway.
Fair enough.
So you are traveling south as you are chatting, passing the Roscoe Rockton branch of the YMCA.
I was just about to say the old State Line Family YMCA there. What fun people must have had inside that place.
In the distance, you can see the spire of the Lighthouse Chapel on the riverbank, and you see a relatively intact restaurant by the name of Culver's on your left-hand side.
Man. And I think you're being kind saying it's a restaurant, but a diner back in the day.
We reckon there anything of use in there, Mr. Kevin?
Not for a long time, man.
So we
What about you?
many a
What
culinary
say
delight.
you?
We're looking at
What
around.
sort of time of day are we on? Yeah.
I was just going to say we're around
2 o'clock?
2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
So it's not.
I could possibly go for about 2:08. I'm pretty shook up from that there crash.
Hey, man.
We've been flying a couple hours.
I've always wanted to try. I got a flyer for this place years ago. Just blew up to my shack on the breeze, and I've always wanted to try Culver's frozen custard and one of their butter burgers. Oh, man, that'd be great.
You just Googled the menu.
I want Street View. I'm outside now looking at what's on the specials menu. Marshmallow Oreo. Oh. Such happy sounding words. I have no idea what it means, but I just want to try that shit. Especially now, and I don't know why, but I'm just so fucking hungry, man.
Then allow me then, sirs, to cook up your culinary feast.
So are you going in?
There?
Yeah, let's head in there.
Aye, we're gonna visit Culver's.
Right, no worries. You walk up to the double doors. It's got a glass frontage. The glass is gone, but the doors are intact.
I'll still use the doors, even though there's no glass in them.
Tattered blue porch coverings.
Awnings, yeah. There are a few tables and chairs inside that are scattered across the floor. 1 or 2 tables are still standing, but the majority are on the floor. But this place does look relatively untouched. It doesn't look like it's had anyone rifling through it. There's still dust covering the floor. There's units at the back behind the counter that look intact, and you can see in some of the display cases there's some packets of pre-war food, some very knackered looking desserts in a dessert display case that have long since seen their best, but the packet stuff and the tins and whatnot on the shelves of tinned fruit and custard and various different pie fillings and whatnot that they've clearly used in the past are all still intact.
Take a seat, gentlemen.
I'll take watch while you whip this up.
I'm going to go and see if I can find some fabled Twinkies.
Well, I'm obviously hovering behind the counter, clearing some cooking.
So is it a windowed? I'm guessing it's a
Twinkie was invented in Illinois as well.
Yeah, and
is it
is
a window?
One sweet snack that should survive a nuclear apocalypse.
Yes.
Is it like a windowed building, like with?
It's a classic square,
Classic American diner.
Veranda around it, windows all the way around. It used to have tables with umbrellas outside.
Oh, right. Well, yeah, I guess
and
I'll just.
I mean, I could.
As you
I
walk
could share
in,
you a present day version of it if you like.
There's a long counter.
That's okay.
At the back with a cash register on it, and a open door behind leading off into somewhere that you can't see. And as you walk into the main facility. From said open door,
there we go,
come 3 red roaches. One mounts the counter, and the other 2 start climbing the walls at the back, one to the right and one to the left. You are all near the front door, so we shall call all of this area close. That's within reach. So 1 roach on the counter is at close range to all of you.
We're all in the same.
The 2, you're all in the main area. Yeah. So from where you are near the front door, the 1 on the counter is at close range. The 2 on the back wall are at medium range. And I was about to say roll for initiative, but I don't need to because you don't roll for initiative in this game. Right.
You just have initiative.
So, let me just... I should have in hindsight brought up red roaches before.
Excuse me if that translated down the...
Right, so what are your... was that a little parp?
It was a tiny little... like a creaky chair.
A creaky one.
Post-war parp.
It's because I saw the red roach.
This place needs the Mr. Handy to have cleaned these things out ages ago.
So, what are your initiative?
17.
14.
18. There's a really nice perk that you can get when you've got 10 perception. Which is the only reason I took 10 perception.
Dave 14, Tom 17, and
18.
Andrew 18.
Yeah.
Our gamer Andrew on 18.
Right, and
I didn't take it because it would seem confusing, but I was like, at some level, I definitely want to take this. But for the first session, I was like, no, let's leave
You got 10 and 8.
10 and 8, yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Red Roach. Here we go.
It's essentially how I'd play Fallout the game.
All perception.
All perception and agility. High VATs and thingy.
Oh wow, roaches.
I generally go high charisma when I'm actually.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm never a chatty. Nah.
It's exactly it's you and me. So we always do. I do all the roleplay, and you don't.
Shoot first.
I've been enjoying having the persuasion shit on Starfield. Actually,
I need to get a.
Put
a skill. I need to put at least 1 point into the persuasion, just so.
Yeah.
So so the red roaches. Red roaches have the keyword sneaky. So they have a very low target for sneaks, which even with your perception. What's the word when you can see stuff even when you're not rolling for it?
Passive
Passive.
perception, shall we say?
Passive perception wouldn't make any difference because of this sneaky keyword, which is how you all managed to walk in without noticing them, and then here they are. So
I was suspicious the moment you told me there was still shit on the shelves.
yes. Right. So combat then. Andrew, you are first.
Okay,
How
I
would
will
you like to
ready.
proceed?
I will ready and take aim for one of the ones at the back wall because they're a
So you're
medium
going to
distance
take
from
aim
me.
as your minor action.
Yeah, it's my minus action, which I think that lets me re-roll one of the d20s. I assume they're only difficulty 1.
They are no, they're not. They have a defense 2. I'm assuming because of their chitinous exoskeleton.
All right, defense 2.
Oh yes, they are defense 2.
See, I'm
despite
glad you said it that way because every time Critical Role says chitinous, it upsets me.
That'd be wrong.
It would be,
Yeah.
probably. But they say quay, so they're definitely wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Right, well, I'm still at 13s to beat to hit, so I won't spend an AP because I've got the aim thingy.
Which one are you aiming at? Sorry.
The one at the back wall, medium distance away.
You've got
Yeah.
Let's go for the
Nice,
one on
that is a
the
detailed battle map, and I love
right.
it.
The one on the right.
one on the right. Right, yeah.
Roll
That's
2.
Graham.
Oh, an 8 and a 4. So they were two successes. So do I get? Oh no, I needed 2. I needed 2
You
successes
needed
to hit.
to
Didn't I?
hit, yeah.
So then, now do I spend my ammunition?
Now you spend your ammo, yeah.
Because I'll spend an extra point of ammunition
So you
to
can
make
roll
it
5
5 damage rather
combat
than
dice, yeah.
4. Oh, 2 2s. So 2 2s, a 5, and a 3 and a 4. But I can re-roll if as my perk, I picked concentrated fire. So when you make a ranged attack and spend ammunition to increase the damage, you may re-roll up to 3 combat dice for your damage roll. So I'll re-roll the 2 that were 3 and a 4s to be 3 and a 4. Amazing. But yeah, so the other 2, the other 3 dice were 2 2s. So that's 4 damage, and then a 5, so that's 1 damage and an effect. So it's piercing 1. So 5 damage and piercing 1.
5 damage and piercing 1, which ignores the
Ow.
defense.
I think that's
Can
the
you roll a
laser.
Can you roll a d20 for the hit
Oh,
location,
sorry, yeah.
please?
Yep. And it's a 14 to the
14,
location.
which is for a rag roach. It's left legs, as it has more than one leg. Okay, and so physical resistance there, and 5 damage. Okay, so yes, that gives him a good. One of his legs pings off and bounces off the cash register, but he is still alive. He is still clinging onto the wall.
Okay. I think that's all I
Mr.
can do, isn't it?
Manley,
Yes.
are you moving at all? Sorry.
There's one within. Oh, sorry.
Is that me? Do you have
Yeah.
to use the minor action to move?
Yeah, minor action. Oh, you used.
Yeah,
sorry,
I
you
used it to aim. Yeah, I used it to aim, but
Yeah.
I didn't need to re-roll.
Yeah. So yes, Thomas, the one on the counter is in close range
Great.
to you.
I need to take the ammunition off, actually.
10 mil auto fun.
10 mil auto. Right,
Yeah.
Joe.
Within close range. Remind me what the auto function does.
It took off one of your dice to hit, but it gave you more of a
damage.
rate.
4 fire rate, of course. So then,
Yeah.
using 1 lot of ammo automatically upon firing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, when
Yeah.
you fire, use 1 lot of ammo, and then if you want to use more ammo, you can use up to 4 to add
Because
4
that's
extra
my
combat
fire
dice.
rate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, fine. Yep, great. So a roll to hit. So that would
Also,
be.
chaps, don't forget to remove your ammo from your inventory.
Yeah, I was just
after
taking mine off.
after you go.
So yeah, small guns plus perception. Yes.
Yes.
So 11, and it's a tagged skill. Just the 1 pass.
Right, don't forget that tag skill means that
Yes, yeah.
if you roll
I didn't.
under you. Oh right. Okay.
Yeah, I rolled a 5,
Um,
which is not quite under it.
Close
Yes,
enough to go.
close, but not close enough.
So that's a miss, unfortunately. But then you are a mentally disabled robot, so
Yeah, that's it. I'm not spending anything else on
Trying
it.
to shoot a rad roach as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dave.
Right. Okay. So I have no idea how combat works. So I will, at the close one, fire my pipe gun
Right, okay.
at it.
So have you got your stats for your gun?
Yes, I have. I'm just making sure I've got it right. Yeah, so that's good. So small guns. It's that fire rate is 3, damage is 5 die.
Yeah, so you have to roll to hit first of all, which is your small guns and agility.
Okay, cool. And is it 2 dice? What do I need? Both successes or 1 or?
Yeah,
Two,
two
yeah, you need 2
successes.
successes.
I will spend an AP. Keep losing
Oh, you
pennies.
could have spent a luck point to re-roll one, couldn't you, Tom?
Yeah, but I wasn't gonna.
Yeah. No chance.
They're only red roaches.
So that is.
I'm amazed you're wasting ammo on them.
A 4, a 9, which is good. So that's 2 successes and a 20.
Complication.
Yeah.
Complication, yes.
Bloody
So,
guns
sorry,
can jam and stuff, can't they?
So how many damage?
But how many damage die? Well, it says 5. I've got it up to 5 with all my mods. So.
So you roll your 5 d6s.
5 d6. Okay. What does fire rate do with that?
You can add extra ammo. So, what is your fire rate?
3.
3. So, if you expend 3 more ammo, you can add 3 damage dice onto that roll.
There's 3 more damage dice. Okay, right.
Yeah.
How much I've got? Plenty for this round. I am going to expend 3 more ammo. So I'm going to use a total. So I use 3 ammo for shooting, and then I use 3 more. Is that right?
You only use one. You use one for your initial, and then spend up to 3 more. So you could spend 4 in total. Yeah.
So 4 in total. That's what I wanted to know. So okay, so I'll go that down to 48. What?
It confused me because some guns have a fire rate of 0. I was like, well, how do you fire them? But you get the initial shot. You just can't increase it by any shots.
Oh, okay. Hang on, this is not bad. I rolled 3 6s, a 5, and a 4. So that is 10, 21, 27, and I've got 3 more dice to
No, it doesn't work like that.
It's just
I'm just rolling lots of dice.
Yeah. 5 and 6 are 1 damage plus plus effect if your gun's got effect.
3 6s, a 5. 3 6s, a 5, and a 1.
And a 4.
Yeah, a 5 and a 4, and I've got 3 more dice to roll.
Yeah, so 3 and 4 are blanks. They don't actually do anything. And then 1 does 1 damage, 2 does 2 damage.
Okay, hang on a minute. I need to roll 2 more dice. I've rolled another, so I've got 4 6s now. A 1, a 2, a 4, 4 6s, and a 5. Like Yahtzee all of a sudden.
1, a 2, a 4, and 4 6s.
Yeah, right. Well, it's decimated. It's dead. It's completely fucking explodes on the counter. It completely explodes.
Nice.
But because you did roll a complication, you absolutely decimate this creature, and it explodes, and its guts fly up everywhere, and some red roach guts go in your face. And you take 1 radiation damage.
Where do I put the red damage on here then?
Well, it's just one. It's just one. It's just 1 damage.
All right.
But because it's radiation damage, it reduces your maximum HP by 1 as well.
So I lose. I go down to 9, and my current max HP goes down to 9. I've got to log the red damage somewhere then, haven't I? So I'll put 1 rad there.
and until you get deradded with Radaway or treated by a doctor, that your permanent HP stays that low. Right, it's roach time. So there are 2 left. So they are both.
I'm going to have to run upstairs again in a minute, I'm afraid, guys.
So that is Mr. Manley there. Looks like a beholder when you draw it quickly.
So now's the time, Dave, because you've just had your turn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to run now. Just I've got 1 defense and I've got armor on my torso if they need to hit me.
Right.
All right.
Rash. Right, so the 2 roaches are going to come forward, and because only 2 of them are meaty goodness, they're going to ignore the weird green robot, and they're going to go for Dave and Rash. So they have bite. Right, so is your defense 1 as well, Rash?
Yeah.
Right. Okie dokie. So the one attacking you. Let's see. Oh, it's with both.
Oh dear.
Nasty. Radiation damage. One hit. Yeah, so he hits you for 1 physical damage.
Whereabouts?
Oh yeah, good point.
It's got the torso. Oh, I've got 2 physical resistance on my torso.
Right, so doesn't touch you.
It doesn't touch me.
And then
I actually have. Oh, it's all over. Yeah.
Other one going for Dave is 1 hit. Oh, it's a hit and a effect. So Dave,
Whereabouts?
Dave, have you got any of your body, your torso? Have you got any radioactive resistance?
No, I've got physical and energy, 1 and 2 respectively.
Right. So the 1 damage, the physical damage, is deflected, but because I rolled an effect, you take another radiation damage, which means your permanent hit points drop by 1 again.
Nasty pasty.
2 rads.
So the 2 bugs have moved down into melee range right in front of you. 1 on each of you. But that is their go. And their buddy is dead. So we're back to Rash, top of the round.
Wait, can I? It's a minor action to move, isn't it?
Minor action to move. Yeah.
Could I move to behind the counter? And because I need to get 1 range away from him, do I? From a medium weapon.
You do, yeah. So, yeah. If you want to be the other side of the counter.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, well, yeah. So that I can sort of. Well.
Yeah. So
yeah.
No, to be medium range, you would need to be the other side of the counter, but you have got a broken leg. So, to be able to get over the counter successfully, it's going to have to be an athletics.
Lord.
But not strength. Athletics and agility.
Oh, my agility is not so bad. I have no athletics. 8.
Great agility roll.
Oh, a 2. Is it a difficulty 1? Sorry.
No, you've got a broken leg. It's a difficulty 2.
Oh. I should have questioned that before I rolled.
It's all right. I'll let you re-roll because I didn't tell you. Yeah, difficulty 2.
I'll spend an AP to roll one because I'd have earned an AP. Oh no, I didn't earn it. Yeah, I'll spend one of my APs because I've only got 2.
Yeah.
To add another dice in. So. Oh, it's a 4. So yeah, that's 2 successes.
Excellent.
Excellent.
Okay. Yeah. So yes, you make a good show of hobble running
And then I'll sort
to the counter.
of
And rather than
Roll.
vaulting
And
over it
land
in a
on my good
sideways way,
leg.
you sort of do a Fosbury flop and sort of head dive, but you are over and you pop back up like nothing happened.
And then
Ready to take fire.
Oh, got it. One of them. Oh well, it doesn't happen because one's an 18, one's a 13. So the 13 would hit. 1 success. So the miss.
Right. Okay.
Oh, I'll spend a luck point though to re-roll the other one.
Re-roll it. Yeah.
Yeah. Sure. I've not spent any. That's a 9, so that does it. We won't spend any ammunition, so we'll just roll 4. 2 2s, a 1, and a 3. So with a blank. So it's 5 damage. 2 2s again. That's good.
Yes, 5 damage.
That's been 2 2.
So yes, he takes a pasting, but he is still up. But you have managed to remove.
Well,
actually,
I need to roll
first
for
very
location.
fast. Yeah.
12.
So it doesn't matter for resistance because he hasn't got any. But location-wise, right-hand side. So yeah, so you basically take off all his legs on the right-hand side, and he's just running around in circles. Absolutely livid.
Back to anyone.
Right. The one that is still at the feet of Kevin.
Yes.
Is that within close range?
To you, yes, it
Great.
is. And yeah, it's in close range, and with your maneuverability and arms, I would say it's also in melee range.
Well, we want a melee or anything. No, I'm gonna laser emitter it.
Right.
Seems as though they seem to be completely impervious to the 10 mil ammo. So yeah, I've got no AP to spend.
Hey,
so,
we'll try this.
Exactly. Yeah, I've got no AP to spend, so that would be energy, weapons, and perception, right?
Yep.
Great. So 11s. No, that's at a 12 and a 15, so that's nothing whatsoever. Nothing.
Yeah, spinning around in circles like a wild green whirly bug, just firing lasers off all over the place, and nothing, unfortunately.
We'll
Dave.
see them off, sirs.
Right. So this being a brand new game, is there like an opportunity attack if I back away, or are we all right with this to just move out of melee range?
I don't think there is. I've not seen anything.
I didn't see anything.
No, I think you're all right.
I will back away behind.
You can't. Oh no, it's a minor action to move. Sorry, I was about to say you can use your minor action to aim, but it's a minor action to move.
Fair enough. So it's you have a minor and a major, I assume.
Yeah.
Major is shoot. Minor is move.
Your weapon would be. Is it close range, close combat?
It's close. Yeah.
You don't want to move away, really.
Well, I mean, I keep getting radded, so at some point I want to move a bit away, but I am going to unload first. So I will roll 2 dice and shoot again with the pipe gun. No, pair of 12s.
Fair enough.
So misses on both. So I'm gonna step behind the robot away a bit more safely.
To the door.
Yeah. Back towards the door, still pointing, sort of backing away, looking behind me.
Yeah. Okay, Roach's turn. Right. The Roach on this side that Rash had a pop at is going to I'll say that because you went beyond the counter and fired, I'll say it would be a natural reaction of a Brotherhood of Steel to once you fire to duck behind the counter. So the roach can't see you. So I'll say he will use his movement to get up on the counter, but does not attack because he can't make a beeline for you because he doesn't know where you are. The other one, however, because Dave has moved behind Mr. Manley, and as far as the roach was concerned, there was just this large silver bug spinning around in circles and shooting lasers all over the place. He is going to have a pop at Mr. Manley. Is your defense 1?
2.
Tom, 2. Bloody hell.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
I was very tempted to take an extra agility
Usually
point
it's
just
just
to be
1
like,
point away, isn't it?
yeah.
That's why I took it. Because I was like, I want 8 in it at least.
No, he misses. So nothing happens there. So top of the round, Mr. Norwood.
I'll take the aim minor action so I can reroll one of the d20s and just take a pop.
Now, bearing in mind that he has moved within close range of you now.
Oh, has he?
If you're
Am I
aiming,
not behind?
you're behind the counter, but he
Yeah.
just moved up to the counter. He didn't.
Oh, I didn't hear
attack you,
that.
but he has moved up to the counter.
So
he is at close range. The other one
is
over
the
by.
other one?
The other one is at medium. So
Yeah,
you can...
I'd be going for that one. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, because the other one's too close to me. Yeah, so that was a 4 and a 6. So that is 2 successes.
That is 2 successes.
Yeah, I'll just stick to. I won't spend any more ammo. Oh, shite, where's that gone? On the floor, I'll roll a different one. I'll roll a different one. 2. 2 1s and a 2. So 4. 4 damage.
Yeah. He was only on 1 hit point, so he is decimated.
Oh, wait.
So, yes. So, Mr. Manley is stood there facing off against this bug that has just tried to attack him. The bug has jumped up to try and bite him. His carapace has bounced off of Mr. Manley's manly neon green shell.
Manly.
And as far as Mr. Manley is concerned, it then just spontaneously exploded. As you shot it from range. But yes, obviously Mr. Manley believes that he caused some sort of internal combustion within this beetle and he is all powerful.
Yes. So, who's next? Who else wants something?
So yes, there is just the one left on the counter, which is now within reach of Brandon, because he's just seen him pop his head up and take a shot at his mate. So,
well, minor action to aim with the laser emitter.
What does that? I can't even remember what aim does.
It lets you re-roll one of your d20.
Right, yeah.
Well, if I'm using my 10mm, because it's inaccurate, so it can't aim.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
No,
yeah.
So I'm using the laser emitter to aim with the minor action, and my major action to shoot it again. Come on. That's a 4 and a 17, so I'm going to re-roll the 17.
Yeah.
Come on.
We're 5. Yes. So
yeah.
That's 2 hits.
Yeah. Excellent. 2 hits. Right. Roll the damage.
Okay, so that is 4 damage die.
Oh, I need to take the ammo off.
I'm sorely tempted to spend some ammo, but no, I'm not gonna.
Nah, he's already been hit.
Yeah, exactly.
I think. Yeah.
I think he has. Isn't that the one you blew the legs off of?
Yeah.
So, a 1, a 2, a 4, and a 5.
Yeah.
Nothing from
decimated.
4 damage and an effect.
Boom! And the roach is dead. And you stop. You look around, and you have pretty much got out of this one relatively unscathed, apart from a few strange glowing green wounds on Kevin from IT. You've pretty much got away from that, and Culver's is now yours for the taking. There is mucho food loot available, and that is where we will call it a night. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Good call. Excellent. Thoroughly enjoyed.
It has been very
Wonderful,
nice,
thank you.
and congratulations, you are all level 2.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Good old
Yes.
level up after the first session.
Thank you very much,
Yeah.
viewer. I hope you've enjoyed this as much as we did. Sorry it was a little bit all over the place, but we are learning.
No, it's good.
Um,
Learning with us,
But
it's
I
fine.
think,
A big learning curve, isn't it?
I think
It's
we're
a-
pretty smooth, to be honest.
Yeah.
yeah, that
It's a
went
good
all right.
system, though. I quite like it.
It is once you get used
yeah.
to it and remember that you're trying to roll low.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah, it's
D&D
weird.
is
And like me just going, I've
bizarre.
rolled all the 6s. Look at the damage
Yeah.
I've done. Oh no.
Yeah,
And me going,
but
oh no, I've rolled a
good.
1. Oh wait, no.
And that all panned out quite nicely. And the little bits that I'd written that gave you a choice, you made the right choice. You could have very easily allowed Jessica and Limpy to die. And yes, there are benefits to your actions, and they will become apparent.
Sadly, I
in the
left
next
my
drilling
superior
of
officers
storm.
to die in a ball of fire.
Yes, unfortunately.
You tried
But
to
then,
save them. You shouted down the corridor.
But yeah, you did.
For all I
Verbal
know, they
warning.
made it out alive.
Yes,
Exactly.
sure they'll be fine. So yes, viewers, thank you for watching, and hopefully when we've got some spare time, there will be another thrilling installment of Fallout Omega.
Well,
Good
viewers, it's
Very
going to
much
be great
enjoyed it.
because you're not going to see this until we've played the lot. So
Oh yeah,
once you've seen the
that's good
first
point.
one, you'll see the rest of them pretty
yes,
quickly.
So you don't even need to wait. Is it Thursday yet?
Oh no, it's not
No.
copyrighted.
Yeah, probably.
Let's do it
I
on
don't think
Tuesday.
Tuesday yet.
asking if it's a day is copyrighted yet, but soon.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Hungry
Yeah.
for apples?
Anyhow,
Anywho.
Indeed. On that bombshell. See you later, guys.
bye.